Happy Monday, I'm Prasad Michael and you're watching Kini News, the show that brings you today's biggest stories. The US Embassy in KL isn't happy that Dr. Mahathir Mohamad asked Donald Trump to resign over the weekend, but the Prime Minister has a reason why he said that. Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has defended his call for US President Donald Trump to resign ahead of his US presidential re-election bid in November. Mahathir explained why he said this when asked by reporters today to respond to the US Embassy's statement.
Kepada US Embassy dikeluarkan kenyataan, maka tidak sepatutnya mengeluarkan kenyataan meminta Trump letak jawatan.
Saya bukan kata for the all American. Saya cuma kata berkenaan dengan Presiden Trump saja. I find that Americans are very nice people, but not President Trump. Saya suruh dia resign to save America.
After delivering his speech at the third conference of the League of Parliamentarians for Al-Quds in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday, Mahathir was asked to advise Trump in light of the latest US-backed peace plan, which has been largely rejected by Palestine and its allies. He replied, quote, "Resign." Following this, the US Embassy in Kuala Lumpur expressed disappointment via a statement released on Twitter. The embassy said Mahathir's comment was not in the constructive spirit that served as a long-standing foundation between Malaysia and the US. PAS really wants Dr. Mahathir to serve a full term as Prime Minister, and they're willing to go to great lengths to make sure that happens. But why? Even Mahathir is slightly puzzled. A vote of no confidence? That's so 2019. This is why PAS is planning to move a vote of confidence motion in the Dewan Rakyat to support Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Not only that, they want him to serve a full term as Prime Minister. Speaking to reporters following a dialogue with French businesses in Cyberjaya, Mahathir had this to say.
PAS wants to table a motion of confidence for your leadership. What do you think about that? UMNO juga menyatakan.
I have no idea what they are going to do. Yeah, I'm already the Prime Minister. If they want to support me, thank you.
This comes after PAS Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man and PAS Secretary General Taqiyuddin Hassan jointly announced on Saturday that the Islamist Party would move the motion in the coming Dewan Rakyat session in support of Mahathir's premiership. While many have called for Mahathir to serve a full term, there is an agreement in place for the top post to be handed over to PKR President Anwar Ibrahim. However, no definite date for the handover had been set. It's the coronavirus season, and wearing a face mask does help you avoid catching it. Because of that, there has been a massive demand for such masks. But quality is key, and there are many masks on the market of questionable quality being sold. Our reporter Vivian Yap went out to find out how you can tell if you're getting the proper stuff to protect you and your family. Why do surgical masks commonly consist of 3 layers? Well, that's because each of them serve a specific purpose. The outer layer is the layer to prevent any droplets, blood, sweat or fine mist particles from passing through. The middle layer should be made of special material that filters bacteria and viruses. The last layer is a soft fiber material which absorbs moisture from your mouth and nose. There seems to be various types of 3-layered masks out there. How are they different from one another? First, you should always check the types of materials used in these masks. Sometimes dishonest manufacturers replace the more expensive antiviral material that is used in the middle layer with just paper. In other cases, the first or third layer is made using recycled instead of virgin materials.
When the material is rough, basically they are using the recycled material. Just like plastic, you see? Yeah, to make it cheaper for the cost. It will be toxic, you see?
Oh,
yeah, okay. Because we would not know that actually whether where is the source or how they blend the material.
Sure.
Yeah.
According to Alex, by using recycled material, some manufacturers can save up to 70% of the production cost, or about 10 to 15 ringgit per box of 50 masks. You may also ask, how do I ensure that my face mask is really antiviral? Well, 2 sets of standards are commonly referred to by Malaysian surgical mask manufacturers, the American ASTM and European EN standards. When combined, these standards use 6 indicators to grade surgical masks for their efficiency in the following aspects: filtering bacteria, filtering particles, resistance against splatter of blood and bodily fluids, providing a degree of ventilation, microbial cleanliness, and combustion prevention. For antiviral masks, the word you should look out for is PFE, or particle filtration efficiency. Both ASTM and EN standards also dictate that masks should have a PFE of 95% or above to be efficient to block out the spread of bacteria and viruses through droplets. On top of that, a good surgical mask should also be flame retardant.
A requirement of this is because sometimes in the medical they use a lot of laser, you see. Laser is a heat, you see. So if there is accidentally touch on the mask, if your mask is not under class 1 flammable, it will burn the whole thing.
This information lets us answer the ultimate question: how do you identify an inferior 3-layered mask? Try to burn the middle layer to test its flammability. This one melts away and is made of proper antiviral material. This one catches on fire right away and is likely made from paper or recycled materials. The other sign of a poor quality mask is that they feel rough to the touch and can be uncomfortable to wear, as they are usually made by inferior recycled materials. Billie Eilish may have won Record of the Year with Bad Boy at the Grammys, but in Malaysia, people are more interested in the Recording of the Year produced by MACC, and that recording is going places.
Can I advise you? Can I advise you something?
Yeah, hang on. Okay, anything?
No, you please don't listen to me.
This was the audio recording that was played at the Kuala Lumpur High Court during Rosmah Mansour's corruption trial today. Dubbed the Can I Advise You Something recording, which has become an internet meme, was played for the 5th prosecution witness, Madzar Khalid, who had served as Education Minister under Najib Abdul Razak's government. Madzar was asked by lead prosecutor Gopal Sriram to identify the voices in the recording, to which he recognized as being that of Rosmah and Najib's. Earlier, he had testified that JPAC Holdings, which was lobbying a solar hybrid project for schools for his ministry, had the backing of Rosmah. Madzar also testified that Najib was silent despite JPAC representatives belittling him and using their connection with Rosmah to pressure him. He said Najib had asked him to comply with JPAC's demands. Rosmah is standing trial for soliciting and accepting bribes from JPAC to help secure them the contract. Visit Malaysia 2020? It looks like tourists aren't doing just that. The coronavirus outbreak is impacting Malaysia's tourism industry significantly. Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad revealed today that the outbreak of the novel coronavirus has heavily impacted tourism in the country despite the Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign being underway.
But this year, tourism, of course, will be very badly affected because of this coronavirus. And already we have to stop Chinese, who make up the biggest number of tourists to Malaysia. We have to stop many of them from coming here. Initially, we only stopped Chinese from Wuhan and Hubei. Today, the papers reported that 2 other provinces are also infected in China, and we have to stop people coming from there also.
Penang's own tourism industry has also taken a hit, with Chief Minister Chow Kon Yeow saying the state's tourism sector has been affected by at least 30 to 40%, especially those involved in travel tours and restaurants. The total confirmed cases of the novel coronavirus in Malaysia has risen to 18. So far, 3 patients out of the 18 cases have recovered and have been discharged. The Health Ministry's official guidelines on preventing the spread of the coronavirus are washing your hands often with soap and water or hand sanitizer, especially after sneezing or coughing. Wear a facial mask when forced to interact or deal with other people. Practice good coughing etiquette. Close your mouth and nose using a tissue or handkerchief when coughing or sneezing. Immediately seek treatment if you're experiencing fever, cough or problems with breathing. Last year, the Sessions Court set February 10 to 14th to hear the rape case involving Paul Yong. However, there was a small hump today. Paul Yong's rape trial was postponed again pending the decision on an appeal at the appeals court in Putrajaya by the defence to transfer the case from the Sessions Court to the High Court today. Sessions Court Judge Nurashima Khalid, in allowing the case to be postponed today, said that the hearing would proceed tomorrow and subsequent dates unless there is a decision or further instruction by the Court of Appeal. Earlier, lawyer Farhan Sapir, representing the Perak State Executive Council member, informed the court that the appeal by the defence to transfer the case from the Sessions Court to the High Court had been fixed before the Appeals Court in Putrajaya today. On August 23rd last year, Yong, who is also Trono Assembly person, pleaded not guilty to raping a 23-year-old Indonesian maid at his residence in Meru Desa Park on July 7th, 2019. Coming up next, the coronavirus has now killed more people than SARS. After being devastated by wildfires, Australia now has a natural disaster of a different sort. More than 900 people have died from the coronavirus in China, passing the number killed globally by the SARS epidemic. Workers began trickling back to offices and factories around China on Monday as the government eased some restrictions on work and travel in the wake of the coronavirus epidemic that has now killed more than 900 people, mostly on the mainland. Sunday's death toll of 97 was the largest in a single day since the outbreak was first detected in December. The number of deaths reported by China's National Health Commission has pushed it past the 774 who died from the SARS or Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome in 2002 and 2003. The epidemic has caused huge disruptions in China, with cities becoming ghost towns during the past 2 weeks, as the Chinese government ordered virtual lockdowns, cancelled flights and closed factories. The World Health Organization had declared the outbreak a global emergency on January 30th, days after the Chinese central government imposed a lockdown on 60 million people in Hubei province. Over the weekend, an American hospitalized in the central city of Wuhan became the first confirmed non-Chinese victim of the disease. A Japanese man who also died there was another suspected victim. The virus has also spread to at least 27 countries and territories. After months of raging flames, more water would certainly help, but too much water can also be a problem. After months of destructive wildfires that have razed millions of acres of land, Australia has been hit in recent weeks by wild weather that has brought heavy downpours, hailstorms and strong winds. Bushfires burned through parts of Western Australia on Sunday, with other areas of the state dealing with the aftermath of a powerful cyclone. In the East Coast, a 4-day downpour brought relief after months of devastating bushfires. And here are other top stories from today. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching.